Hello YouTube, and welcome to my outhouse or bunk bed or whatever we want to call it. It's a terrible day outside today. It's windy and raining, so I'm keeping to indoor activities. When I first brought out the rocking chair here and made the first video, someone suggested that I make it into my I don't know, smoking parlor, and that was actually a good idea. And I've tried to decorate the room a bit. I'll show you in just a moment. Put some stuff up on the walls and yeah, make it a bit more personal. The room in itself has a lot of charm, but I've added some of my charm, I hope. Yeah, I'll show you now. This is how the outhouse or bunk shed or whatever we want to call it turned out when I decorated it a bit. Just by the mirror there is Michael Collins, one of my heroes. He was in charge of the IRA during the war against the British in 1918 till 21, and he was sadly assassinated in the civil war in Ireland that followed from the British withdrawal from the Free State, the 26 counties, and leaving the 6 counties in Northern Ireland under British rule. And by it is a text written in Scotland in the, I think it was 14th century. It's the declaration of, I think it's Arbroath, and they're a pair of riding boots. They're my size, but I've never used them. I bought them for $10 at the thrift store. They're really good quality, leather soles. And someday, if I start riding, I'll get to use them. And then there's a picture over here made by one of my favorite painters, a Swedish guy called Ivan Augeli. Now it sounds like I've got loads of favorite painters and know a lot about painters, but I don't. I like that guy, and I like Vincent van Gogh and Claude Monet, and that's about it. So I've got somewhere to be days like this when it's raining and windy outside, at least until it gets cold or sub-zero temperatures. There's no heating in here, but I suppose I could put it in a radiator and just turn it on when I'm having a smoke. And as I said, I'm keeping or sticking to indoor activities. Today. But that doesn't mean I'm just idling about. I've actually worked quite hard for the last 2 hours, I think. I'm clearing out the sheep shed. And that's the shed where the sheep stay during the winter. They come and go in and out as they want, but they usually spend the night in there, unless it's really cold and dry outside. Then they tend to sleep outdoors. And I put straw on the floor, and every week I add some more straw because it gets soiled. So after a year, there's a big, I don't know what to call it, it's just it's a sort of plug, but it's not made of tobacco. It's made from straw and manure, and maybe a little hay as well. And it's hard work digging it out. I can't use a shovel. I'm not sure about the English name. I think it's fork something. It's a shovel that's shaped like a fork, and I use that to loosen the plug up and shove it out the door. And then there's a big pile by the door, and a neighbor who's a farmer comes and collects it and spreads it on his land. Not because it's a great advantage for his farming, because it's not. I think it's more work than it's worth for him, but just because he's a nice neighbor. And what else? I had something just on my mind. But it blew away with the smoke. We got to hear about the Las Vegas shooting yesterday morning when we woke up, and it's been on the news ever since, and I don't know what to say. It's it's awful. And I know that people are dying in shootings and wars and all over the world all the time. But something like that, it comes really close, because it could have been you. I've never been to Las Vegas, but I have a sister that got married there, and the US, even though it's not like Sweden, it's still something I can relate to. And I've said it before, I'm an atheist, so I can't pray for those affected but and hurt. But yeah, my thoughts are with them. And there's a lot of talk in Sweden about the liberal gun laws in the US, and I'm not going to go into that because I don't want to. That's wrong time, I think. But what I want to say is that since I joined the YTCP and started listening to what you guys have to say, I think that I've come to a better understanding of why the gun laws are like they are in the US. And that doesn't mean I agree or don't agree. That's not the point. It's just that it's a bit. I'm continuing the ramble I made in my last video. I'm really glad that I come to understand the US a bit better, because to a lot of my friends that's a big mystery, and it's not a big mystery to me anymore. I think I understand a lot of the reasoning behind it. Yeah. I haven't made a housekeeping. I'm smoking one of my ash pipes, and I think I mentioned it before. It was one of my prize pipes when I made my 100 sub giveaway last December, and no one claimed it. They chose other pipes, and I'm really glad they didn't, because it's probably my favorite pipe at the moment. And in it I'm smoking some Warhorse, the plug, and it's a Burley, Virginia, and Dark-Fired Kentucky, I believe. And it's a really nice smoke, rich, quite strong. It's a perfect tobacco to smoke after you've been working, after you've done some hard physical labor, at least in my opinion. But then again, hard physical labor, I found out makes any pipe taste better. It's really relaxing to sit down, your body's a bit aching, have a smoke, some coffee, and just relax. That's really great. And yeah, with that I'll leave you. Thanks for watching, take care, and I hope to see you soon again. Bye.